Pacques in your veins, how do you get it or how do you get off? On a day in a world where health and well-being had the highest priority, Danuta discovered a curious and determined young researcher, a mysterious old text. This text spoke about atherosclerosis, a creeping enemy who approached the blood vessels of the people. Danuta felt an urge to understand and combat this disease. With a heart full of determination, he started his journey, armed with knowledge and the will to help people. He met old doctors and learned about the dangers of unhealthy food and a sitting lifestyle. Danuta knew he was not alone. The world needed its help. Danuta traveled from village to village, where he told people about the power of healthy food and movement. He introduced them to the miracles of nuts, seeds, and cool fish, and how they could protect them against the dangers of atherosclerosis. The villagers, initially skeptical, slowly began to believe in the magic of a healthy lifestyle. They organized walks and cooking lessons, and the community flourished. Danuta felt the joy of change and knew that his mission was fruit. But the battle was not over yet. He had to overcome the last obstacles. After months of hard work, Danuta came into contact with the biggest challenge, a dark shadow that threatened the villages, an old ailment that occurred as atherosclerosis. With the support of the villagers, he organized a large festival of health, where knowledge and consciousness were central. Together they competed against the enemy through healthy food, exercise, and community. The shade began to disappear, and the people felt stronger and healthier than ever. Danuta had not only won the fight against atherosclerosis, but also created a community that could bloom together. And so they lived happily ever after, with a healthy future for themselves. In a world where health and well-being have the highest priority, the story of Danuta, a young and determined researcher. This report highlights his journey of discovery to the secrets of atherosclerosis and his tireless commitment to help people lead a healthier life. Danuta comes across an old text that describes the dangers of atherosclerosis, a disease that attacks the blood vessels and thus threatens people's health. Her curiosity and determination drive him to better understand this disease. He realizes that knowledge is the key to fighting this creeping enemy. Danuta learns from experienced doctors about the harmful effects of unhealthy food and a sitting lifestyle, which further motivates him to take action. Danuta starts his mission and travels from village to village to make people aware of the benefits of healthy food and exercise. Said the villagers learn about the power of nuts, seeds, and cool fish, and how they can protect them against atherosclerosis. Initially, the villagers are skeptical, but through practical examples and personal stories, their beliefs start to grow in a healthy lifestyle. The villagers organize walks and cooking lessons, which leads to a thriving community in which health is central. Danuta is confronted with a dark shade, the old ailment atherosclerosis, which threatens the villages. With the support of the villagers, he organizes a large festival in which knowledge and awareness about health are central. The community comes together to fight against atherosclerosis through healthy food, exercise, and cooperation. The shadow of atherosclerosis starts to disappear, and the villagers experience a new feeling of strength and health. Danuta has not only won the fight against atherosclerosis, but also created a strong and supporting community that can bloom together. The trip from Danuta is one of discovery, determination, and community. His efforts to combat the dangers of atherosclerosis and to promote a healthier lifestyle show the power of knowledge and cooperation. The villagers, once divided by skepticism, are now united in their pursuit of health and well-being. This journey does not end here. The lessons that have been learned will live on for generations, and the community is stronger than ever, ready to meet the future with hope and health. What an interesting piece about atherosclerosis. The subject touches on the core of our healthcare and lifestyle. Let me give you some creative perspectives, both in terms of awareness and prevention, to approach this subject fruitfully. Consider creating visual awareness campaigns to make the impact of atherosclerosis tangible. Imagine making an art installation in which large, abstract sculptures of fat plaque are visible, complete with information about how they develop in our body. This could address individuals and encourage them to self-reflection in their own lifestyle choices. Organize workshops where participants use interactive models to visualize how atherosclerosis develops. Participants can measure their own cholesterol levels and blood pressure, combined with points where they can make healthy choices. This would involve them more actively in their own health. Introduce a digital app that offers healthy eating and exercise habits, playful and rewarding ways of interactivity. For example, let's develop an app where users can take on challenges to eat a certain amount of nuts or fish every day, with rewards for completing challenges. This can even be linked to a social platform where people can encourage each other. Create community events around cooking and nutrition, where participants learn to prepare healthy meals with food that has a lack of cholesterol, lowering properties such as emphasizing what's in the seasonal products. This makes healthier food not only more accessible, but also more fun. Start a podcast series where health experts have simple discussion points about atherosclerosis and wider cardiovascular health. This can be subject from nutrition and psychology to activity level. This would be especially attractive for younger target groups who prefer to listen than read. Consider the development of superfoods or snacks that put special compositions of omega-3 fatty acids in a delicacy. These can easily be integrated into daily diet as a snack, which encourages people to make healthier choices without too much hassle. Because of these creative approaches, we can not only promote the conversation about atherosclerosis, but also make fun and accessible to everyone. Offers an extensive explanation about atherosclerosis, a condition that affects the walls of blood vessels and can cause serious health problems. Below is a summary and some important points. Atherosclerosis refers to the damage to the walls of large and medium-sized arteries, which is characterized by the accumulation of fat plaques, mainly bad cholesterol. The condition is caused by metabolic disorders, especially in fat metabolism, and can be exacerbated by factors such as smoking, overweight, chronic stress, a sedentary lifestyle, and genetic factors. Atherosclerosis can lead to serious complications, such as coronary heart disease and myocardial infarction, microstroke due to disruption of blood supply to the brain, dementia due to reduced nutrition of neuronin aortaleses, thrombosis in the abdomen, which leads to severe abdominal pain problems in the arteries of the legs, which can result in pain and gangrene. The symptoms often depend on which arteries are affected and can consist of dizziness, tinnitus, memory problems, chest pain, shortness of breath, high blood pressure, and numbness in the legs. Prevention of atherosclerosis can start at a young age by regular exercise and walk in the fresh air, a diet that is rich in healthy fats and poor on harmful fats and sugars, recording full grains and extra virgin olive oil in the diet to lower bad cholesterol and to protect good cholesterol. Doctors' recommendations: avoid bad habits such as smoking, measure your blood pressure regularly, eat a variety of fruit and vegetables, especially clear fruits, to support the cardiovascular system. Atherosclerosis is a serious condition that can remain asymptomatic for a long time, but ultimately can lead to serious health problems. Early prevention through healthy lifestyle choices is crucial to reduce the risk of this condition. It is important to be alert to symptoms and to regularly obtain medical advice to monitor blood vessels' health. It is a condition characterized by damage to the blood vessels, mainly by the accumulation of fat plaque, which can lead to dangerous complications such as cardiovascular disease and dementia. Factors such as unhealthy food, smoking, obesity, chronic stress, and lack of exercise play an important role. The symptoms can be absent for years, which makes atherosclerosis dangerous. Ultimately, serious health problems can arise, including heart attacks and a reduction in cognitive functions. It emphasizes the importance of a healthy lifestyle. Regular exercise, a nutritious diet rich in healthy fats, and avoiding bad habits are crucial. I think it is good that attention is paid to atherosclerosis and its impact on health, especially in view of the aging population and the rising prevalence of chronic diseases. It offers useful insights that people can encourage to make healthier life choices. It is important to make more people aware of the signals and risk factors of atherosclerosis. Information can help with early diagnosis and prevention. In addition to the advice on diet, it would be useful to give specific recommendations for types of physical activities that are accessible to different age groups and fitness levels. It would also be useful to give practical tips on how to cook and eat healthier, for example through recipes or a meal plan. In general, this type of information contributes to better health and well-being in society, and it promotes effective self-management and prevention. Atherosclerosis is a silent killer who claims thousands of lives every year. It is a condition of the blood vessels where fat plaques occur due to a combination of lipids with a predominance of bad cholesterol. These plaques can block blood flow, leading to serious complications such as heart attacks, strokes, and dementia. Mainly the fat metabolism, which changes the relationship between bad and good cholesterol. Lifestyle factors, smoking, overweight, chronic stress, sedentary lifestyle, and hereditary predisposition. Other disorders, diabetes, hypertension, and hyperlipidemia. Vary depending on the affected arteries, chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, tinnitus, memory problems. Sometimes no symptoms. Atherosclerosis cannot manifest for years. Regular physical activity, walks in the fresh air and examining by a specialist. Food with little harmful fats and sugar, rich in healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids, and fiber. Unbranded nuts, seeds, linseed, northern fish varieties, whole grains, olive oil, and fruit and vegetables. In some cases, medicines or surgical procedures such as angioplasty or bypass operation may be required. Prevention is better than cure. Atherosclerosis already occurred at a young age. Healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, healthy eating, and giving up bad habits. Measuring regular blood pressure to prevent atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is called damage to the walls of blood vessels, especially large and middle arteries. Fat plaque is created by a combination of lipids with a predominance of bad cholesterol. Ships become saturated with fats. Irritation occurs. They become closer and lose the ability to turn off and pull together, which is important for normal blood flow. As a result of the accumulation of lipids in the blood vessels, plaques appear in areas where fat clots partially block the lumen of the blood vessels, making the diameter of the artery smaller. Walls can be damaged, which increases the risk of blood clots. In this case, the blood flow can completely stop through the vessel. If thrombus formed in the brain, the heart, or kidneys, death is possible. Atherosclerosis develops during metabolic disorders, mainly fat metabolism. As a result, the relationship between bad and good cholesterol, triglycerides, and chylomicrons changes. Atherosclerosis may not manifest itself for years or even decades. Despite changes in the blood vessels, a person feels healthy. Over time, plaques can grow in the arteries that feed organs and tissues. Heart disease followed by myocardial infarction. Disruption of blood supply in the brain. Dementia, irreversible changes, and deterioration of cognitive functions. Take unbranded nuts and seeds rich in healthy fats. They inhibit the recording of cholesterol. Linseed and oil produced from it. Salmon, herring, and mackerel are good sources from omega-3. Oatmeal will remove excess cholesterol from the body. Olive oil extra virgin reduces the concentration of bad cholesterol and protects. Use fruit and vegetables of all types to keep the barrels healthy. Doctor, give up bad habits. Take your time to walk and regularly measure blood pressure. Pacques in your veins, how do you